Damn, on my way to an engagement. Late as hell. Trying to get there. But anyway, let's get into some boxing. So we have Danny Jacobs. He comes out and he starts calling out Jamal Charlo. He's screaming about how, after his next fight, he wants Charlo next. That's who he wants next after his next fight. Now, if anybody has been following been following Danny Jacobs, that's what he said before his last fight. After this fight, I want Charlo next. That's who I want. And then after that fight, he went quiet, and we heard absolutely nothing from him until now. And which is weird, since he's with Eddie Hearn, he's with Matchroom. The first thing you have to say to yourself is, does he have a fight coming up? Why all of a sudden is he talking about Charlo? Charlo had this whole build-up with his fight. He was having all this biggest fight, this giant fight in a double pay-per-view with his brother. We never heard anything. But now all of a sudden, he's talking about Charlo. So when you look, oh yeah, he does have a fight coming up. He has a fight coming up against Rosario. Not against Rosario. Against, what the hell is that dude's name? Rosado. He has a fight coming up against Rosado in the upcoming next couple of weeks. And that would be why he's calling out Charlo at the present time. It's the same old game. It's the same old game that Matchroom plays, that Eddie Hearn plays. You have a fight coming up. You pick a particular fighter that's hot, that people are consistently talking about, and you start pushing that button. Get everybody all hyped up, get everybody talking, and bring attention to yourself and to your other fight that you're having. And then once that fight is done, and like Danny Jacobs, just like Demetrius Andres, they go quiet, and you hear absolutely nothing from them until the next bout comes up. Just like with Demetrius Andres, right now you're not hearing anything. He's quiet. But once his fight is confirmed or done, when he knows it's ready to go, he'll start talking about Charlo, just like Jacobs is. But the reality of the situation is that these fighters, they understand, they know that Charlo's not it's not on the board. Charlo's not someone that the people that they work with on a consistent basis is going to be trying to set up any kind of deal with at all. It's strictly, I guess, as the people say now, is to get clout. To get attention towards your fight, that you're having now. That's it. To try to build up your name off another fighter without having any intentions whatsoever of fighting him. And when it comes to the 160-pound division, that particular person, that you talk about, when you bring him up, people start talking, is Charlo. It's hard for him to bring up Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin could care less about him. Ain't trying to talk, he's not even going to respond to him. So no one's going to talk about that. He's not pushing for a Canelo fight. Canelo's out doing his own thing anyway. Obviously, he lost to both men. He could push those, but he's not. The person that everyone consistently talks about is Charlo. Whenever Canelo has fights coming up, his promoters, everything, they talk about Charlo. When Demetrius Andres has fights coming up, they talk about Charlo. When Danny Jacobs has fights, Danny Jacobs not even at 160 pounds anymore. Danny Jacobs at 168 pounds. So my thing is, since you're at 168 pounds and that's where you're campaigning, why aren't you calling out Rosado? Not Rosado, why aren't you calling out Benavidez? He's a 160-pounder. Why aren't you calling out Caleb Plant? He's a 168-pounder. Or even better, Caleb Smith is with Matchroom. He fights on DAZN. Why aren't you calling him out? That other dude, I don't know why I consistently forget this dude's name. And I mean consistently forget his freaking name. The other dude from the UK. That's what we're going to call him for right now. Because usually it clicks back into my head But right now, it's not clicking back. Billy Joe Saunders, 168-pound champion. You got the WB. What do they have? The WBA and the WBO. They're both with Matchroom. Fights that should be easily made. Should be easy to make those fights. He should be facing one of those two guys right now. Those are the guys that he should be trying to face right now. Why are you not talking about those guys? These are guys that campaign in a division that you fight in right now. And the fights that are realistic, that can easily be made. Now, I probably said that 3 times, but I'm going to say it one more time. These are the fights that can easily be made. Why are you not trying to push for those fights? Why? Why are you not trying to push for those fights? That's the question. You know? So you have all these big, huge fights that you could actually be doing in-house. But clearly, there's no plans whatsoever to even do them. At all. So let's talk about Charlo. You know? Let's talk about Charlo. Even though you have you have no intentions of fighting him whatsoever. And unfortunately, you have no intentions of fighting anybody that's within your circle that you can set up as well. You know? So this is what we'll continue to get. He'll fight somebody else after this. And when he does, he'll start consistently talking about Charlo. And then after that, his next fight after that, he'll start talking Charlo. And it'll just go on from there. But as far as Charlo himself is concerned, don't be shocked, man, if in 2021, the year coming up, Charlo ends up landing that big fight, that pay-per-view on Showtime, 1 million buys. If there's a gate, $15-20 million gate against the man himself. Don't be shocked if that happens. But for now, like, subscribe, share. I'm out. I ain't talking about these other bums either. Maybe some people a little bit slow. I'm talking about that cinnamon boy.